I am getting slightly better at being on time, which I appreciate. I don't know if anyone else is actually here, but that's loud. No, the other way. I'm proud of me. Here we go. I potentially just gave myself a bomb. I let the cats outside at the start of a stream, knowing there's grass out there. They might eat it and then be throwing up while I'm trying to play games later. So that'll be fun. Okay. I have no idea what I'm in for. I have not done a lot of research on... create a new save this. Okay. Please don't turn off your console. Is it wait, is it not a continuation of the character? Have I been dropping frames?
After months away, John Marston has returned to his loved ones while trying to rebuild his ranch and win back the trust of his family.
That's the same story.
Whatever life will throw at him. As he drives home one evening from an errand, he ponders whether a man can never escape his past. He is a man who is ready for anything.
Had a tin of tuna, and I'm not sure. Straight. I'll try going straight into a cup of coffee with this idea. We'll do chewy first. This is very camp, and I'm here for it. Oh look, it's the old fan bam.
Oh, damn.
Mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say, damn this awful son I've raised with his highfalutin ways, and his shame that his mother swears like a sailor and sews like a blind man. Is that better? Your lordship.
Much better,
Your
Mother
lordship.
Good. I'm so glad, my darling. When you've finished your university education and are far too good to even acknowledge my existence when we pass on the street, and you gently kick me aside and begging old crow out of the way with your highly polished boot.
We're just setting things up exactly just right. I can't
trust
help
you,
pick
Mother.
up the accent.
I'll think, that woman I just kicked, that used to be my dear old potty-mouthed mom. Maybe I should bother to kick her harder.
Dear
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
I am so proud of you. Get off.
Off.
Now, Father's here. Maybe he can beat some sense into you.
Oh, he's gonna beat some sense of you, alright. I'm so sorry.
Something funny's going on out there. Damn dogs gone crazy and wolves howling and birds flying.
Well, it's just the storm, John.
Maybe.
It's just the storm, John.
Make it back yet?
I thought he was with you, off drinking in the fields. I mean working, as you call it now.
Oh no, it's the
He went
zombies.
down a few hours ago
I'm real
after
sorry
we
I
busted
started that
hammer
basically
working out
during
in the
ads.
meadow.
There's a reason I have a timer.
Well, he's probably holed up in some place of ill repute waiting for the passing of the storm.
I do believe there's a
hope so.
zombie coming. Oh no! Dun 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 dun. That is the wrong way on a piano.
I know.
Dun 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 dun
Just a
dun.
funny feeling I got.
Bling. Yep.
You called psychic ball?
Either that or I ate something funny. Knowing your mother's cooking seems more than likely.
Well, talking about food, who's ready for some poisoning?
Me, my darling. I am starving. What you reading?
I'm somewhat surprised that that house even has a
Just
gutter.
some book about monsters.
Tell me about it.
It's kind of dumb.
That should suit me just fine.
It's gonna be like 14
Well,
something, isn't it?
It's all about, in ancient times,
Roof gutters
how
date
Aztec
back to
warriors worshipped
before
the sun.
Christ.
But during full moons, some of them worship the moon instead. And upset the equilibrium of things. So anyway,
Yeah, fine. It checks out.
what it involves is there's this one guy. Goes out. Searching.
My child is very boring. But at least he can read. I feel like the story's trying to do something poignant, and I'm riffing.
That leaves him all alone. So anyways, since there ain't no cure, the brave man has to kill everybody. Which is...
Absolutely disgusting and completely unbelievable. It's getting late. Guess we're not gonna see Uncle till morning.
Come on then, Abigail. Jack, get yourself to bed, boy. Try to get some sleep.
Ain't you worried about Uncle?
Sure, but he'll have to wait till morning just like any other man would in his shoes. Good night, son. Don't stay up reading too late.
Zombie might get you.
You okay, old man? You don't look so good. What is going on? What the hell is wrong with you, crazy old bastard?
Is he gonna get back up again?
To get my gun.
I just want to look that good in a nightie.
God damn it.
I also kind of want a onesie like that. I'm going through a pajamas phase. He is hot on her tail. No! Kablamo! No!
You dumb son of a bitch! Stop!
Oh, he got her though. His teeth are stretching. That's weird.
You son of a bitch! After all we
bit her,
did
didn't
for
he?
you.
Oh no.
I can't believe I had to kill that poor bastard. Well... You okay, darling? You okay? Abigail. Abigail.
I don't feel so great.
How quickly did they turn?
Jack, get out here! Now!
Good Lord, what's happened? Mama?
Careful, boy.
Mama? Mama?
Stay right there, the pair of you. Don't make me no widower now.
Getting rid of the family real quick. We don't need them for the story. We're gonna do a demon hunter.
Now stay there while I deal with your half-witted son. Maybe this will remind you how to behave. You both!
Demon hunter. Gonna try some different food, huh?
Now, I don't know what the hell's gotten into you sick, crazy bastards or what Uncle's done to you, but I'm going to get help. Stay calm. As calm as you can, seeing as both of you seem to have gotten a little excited. Probably just a fever. Jack, be kind to your mother. Abigail, teach the boy right from wrong. Both of you. Stop biting chunks out of people. Be back as soon as I can.
We did get changed first. I was hoping so. Well, I mean, part of me wanted to do the whole thing in a onesie. Yep. That head. Yep. Sweet. We're doing some head explodes. It's been a real zombie run for me lately. Straight from Resident Evil into Undead Nightmare. Barn help in Blackwater. Oh yeah, the game's come back again. Alright, more horse. Yes. Is that him over there? No. The whole map's different. Where are we going? Blackwater. Blackwater is that way. Dude, I'm right here.
Come on.
Dude, I'm right here. That's the correct level. So far ahead of you, game.
Come on.
Doing it again. I'm really doing it.
Yeah.
What will I find in Blackwater? More zombies? What the fuck? I forgot what I was going to say. I got so distracted by the... Oh, is everyone going to be a zombie? Looks like it. The town's on fire. We're all going to hell. God save us. The dev have risen. We're all going... No, we did that one.
Where the hell is everyone?
Yeah. What I do need to do? A journal. Challenges. Wait, what? Am I gonna have to... Oh, okay. So the other challenges are part of the other game, are they? Okay. Just give me 2 seconds, I need to answer the phone. I'm very sorry. That was a call from a doctor, and I needed to sort something out, and yep, so that was a 15-minute break at the start of the stream that I do apologise for. Good thing I paused the game. I don't know. What the fuck was I doing? We're sneaking through town.
Mr. Marston, sir! Marston! It's me!
Professor, what are you doing here? I thought you went back to Yale.
Well, I did, but I came back for another round of research, and now all hell is quite literally broken loose.
What is going on?
Well, sir, I am a man of science, a man of great learning, a thinker, a wise man, and I'll be honest with you, sir, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Well, ain't that dandy?
What should we do?
It is nice to be back as John
Well,
Marston.
I suggest we try to find other survivors, band together, and find a cure. Or fight to the death trying.
Well, that sounds great and all, but I'm just peachy. But I'm not sure that I'm not cut out for such shenanigans. I was thinking more that finding a horse and riding back to the civilized north at the speed of knots before writing a paper on the events from the comfort of my study. I'm a scientist after all, right? I mean, I can't do much science if I'm some bloodshot dervish's lunch, can I? Much as I would like.
Your sense of duty is very impressive, Professor. I'm gonna search the back street for survivors.
No, perhaps staying with you would be safer. Could you just wait a sec here, would you please? I'm going to wander down that lonely, deserted street and get my bag.
Wait, you should stay with me, Professor.
Hi, Meister.
You haven't got a gun.
Oh, no, it's okay. There's no
Outing
need to
was
worry.
good.
Everyone's already dead.
We add starting soon, that's okay.
Nastas,
I assume by adding we're talking about the little soiree, little trip, little journey to the other side of Australia.
Well, maybe in a
For
couple
the wedding.
minutes.
Affirmative. A couple of minutes.
It was good. It was a exercise in managing my social battery. But what was I going to say? I didn't feel, I wasn't feeling 100%, in terms of, like, I obviously travelled over with Kate, but she was very distracted because she's in the bridal party and it's her sister and everything, and then, what happened? So we landed, and then grabbed our car and headed over to say hello to... Actually, no, sorry, that's not true. We grabbed the car, saw some family in the airport, because it's a small town, and of course... the ammo management will be a thing. Gotcha. Do we want to loot? Can we loot? Not you. Search corpse.
This is what it's come to. More than happy to rob you as well.
Yeah, so like, it was kind of go from the start a little bit. Mostly distance. Sorry, it was. We went and did a little bit of shopping just because we both just finished work, packed, basically got on a plane, and forgotten stuff. So did that, then went to the pub where there was kind of the shit. Went to the pub to say hello to everyone, and then it was go to the hotel-y resort thing to sleep, and then the next day Kate was like up and gone straight away, and I thought I'd have like this relaxing day of just sort of wandering around the resort and doing my own thing. I ended up being quite busy with the wedding day, and then the day after everyone was sort of hungover and we were travelling back to Sydney, and yeah, it was relatively full on. Didn't get a huge amount of downtime. But it was a trip to a nice part of the world. I think I managed to manage my social battery well enough that I made a good impression on some of Kate's family members, which has been I haven't always done the best around her family in terms of just wanting to be around people and stuff like that.
I mean,
yeah, so nice little trip, nice wedding.
and mine, I fear.
I saw my mama rip my daddy's face off and drink his blood. And they were happily married 20 years.
How has your... What are we, Tuesday? How's your week been?
To see my mama, because she's been dead for 3 years from the smallpox.
Your mama was dead?
I saw her walk onto the porch. And then boom! She ate my daddy. You weren't a bad man, mister. You weren't. Sure, he liked to drink, but he weren't bad. And sure, he liked the company of women, but he weren't bad, mister. He weren't.
That's sad, man. I'm
No one
sorry.
deserves to have their blood drunk.
I mean, he knew how to use his fist. And
Was it
if a
a...
woman spoke out her place, he
Was it a
reminded her of
long
it and
time
everything.
coming, or just something that sort of just
When my
popped
mom
up out
was
of nowhere?
dying, people said that he was lying with her sister, but that weren't true, mister. It weren't.
But you said your mother was dead.
What was
Her
her
and
name,
Mr.
if I can
Braithwaite.
ask?
He's been dead a year. And then yesterday, he walked up that street eating dogs. And he loves animals. All the dead folk have come back to life, mister. Only they ain't happy. It's a funny kind of salvation.
All the dead folk?
All the folk buried at the cemetery, over by the churchyard.
My God. I'm gonna go have a look.
Hmm?
You wanna come?
I already seen my mama. I don't need to see any more of my relatives.
Yeah, she was really nimble and quick of mind
Here,
until
mister.
recently.
Take this.
Yeah.
If If you can burn them, maybe you can put their souls to rest. Mister!
Do we know,
See
do
my
you know
Uncle
what the
Mordecai.
problem was, or is it just sort of mysterious
Burn him.
unidentified illness?
Burn
I know
him
with
real
cats,
good, you hear?
kidney, like kidney stuff's common, but not necessarily always the burn bodies. Okay. Alright, so we're setting fire. Burn the coffin. Burn the coffin. Yeah, geez, 19. Yeah, so kidney problem for 5 years, managed with medicine, kidney, yeah. So I've got a... How old? I've got a 12-year-old cat, Mr. Cecil. He is also quick and nimble. Like very smart and relatively active and whatnot. So at some point it'll be the same sort of thing. You can see it in like, I go back and look at the photos of when he first made his, like, rocked up at the back door and wormed his way into my life. And he had very clear definitions between his black fur and white fur. Whereas now there's like bits of white fur, like little white hairs all through his black, going grey. I want your gun. The game's trying to teach me how to play it again. 19 is a very good age for a cat. That being said, just because she was old doesn't mean it's not sad. Right, that's Wait, can we search the cops? Need more ammo, so...
Now, this is a new world. What is wrong with this world?
Yeah, yeah. You just, it's you get very used to having pets in your life, and they just leave this hole when they're gone. I'm making myself sad here, which is fine. Cecil constantly tries to, he wants to climb into my lap, so he'll always like come up to the side of the chair and be nosing into my lap, and like lately I've probably been letting him do that a bit less, because I like don't want him to damage certain clothes, or if he's streaming it's distracting, or whatever else. And it occurs to me that at some point in the future, when he's gone, I'm going to miss having someone trying to claw into my lap, and I should be probably, I shouldn't be refusing him so much, because it'll make me sad. It is gone. The one thing, at least with Cecil, is so when he came into my life, he was about 4, and he'd been living on the street. So he was like very dirty, very dusty, very scrappy, and he'd hurt himself, like jumping into. I'd been feeding him for maybe a week or so, just like putting food out for him, and in jumping into my backyard, there was one fence without a cap, like just corrugated iron, just like an exposed edge in the top, and I'm pretty sure he's cut himself. He'd cut himself open under the arm, and you can see like muscle and everything. I'm like, well, he'll die. Like that'll get infected, and he'll die. Like he'll die this slow, fairly painful death because he won't be able to hunt anymime. And I just felt a bit responsible because I've been feeding him, and I was fairly sure he'd done it coming into my backyard. So took him to the vet, and they just said, look, here's antibiotics. Keep him, put him somewhere where he can't move around too much because stitches won't work. And then I'm like, de-sex him. They're like, absolutely not. You found this cat. It could be someone's like prize breeding stud. But talking to the neighbours, and 30 days later, like it was just a cat that had rocked up and was shitting in everyone's backyard. So claimed him, de-sexed him, microchipped him, and 8 years later, he's had a pretty good life after being a street cat. But yeah, same sort of thing. Like you give them a good life, and then you get very used to their company, particularly when they're the smart ones. I find because they've like the smart ones worm their way into your life a bit more. They got me. Oh shit. They're too fast for me, son. I'll never live. The town has been saved. Oh yeah. Can I have some ammo? Please.
Abigail, Jack, the things I'd do for you. God damn it! I don't believe it.
Nothing?
Not my day.
Alright, so we want a gun belt.
That's all you've got for me?
Do you have,
Well, that didn't go well.
Does the Netherlands have similar public holidays for Easter? Like, I think I've got, pretty sure, Friday and Monday off this coming weekend.
Folks okay?
Oh, just fantastic. I just saw my daughter get eaten by some creature sent straight from hell. Thanks for asking.
I'm
Okay,
sorry
fine.
I did.
Sorry,
pretty much.
mister. Forgive my wife. We've suffered terribly.
What's going on?
Well, it's the government's fault.
Ain't it always?
Well, they let in too many foreigners. Just shut the goddamn border, or things like this happen. My daughter was just some satanic demon's lunch because of the goddamn government.
But do you work the holiday and get a day in lieu some other time, or extra pay or whatever, or
Usually.
is it just some
I think we may be moving a little
weird
off topic
foible of
here.
your contract?
I ain't a wise man, but I have done a little traveling. These creatures ain't like any foreigners I've ever seen.
Thanks for the input,
Okay.
cowpoke. I got flesh-eating
Is there a
monsters
distinction
feasting on my
between a...
family, and I'm taking advice about tolerance
Okay,
from a
yeah,
gun
distinction
swearer.
between a holiday and a working day off, basically.
And my daddy told me I never should have gotten married. This is all your fault, you
Australia, it's a bit weird.
Man.
Public holidays vary by state.
Not this again.
A lot of them are common, but not all of
Your
them.
daddy was a bully and a drunk.
Any public holiday will be
Listen,
a day off of work,
I'm sorry to
but not
interrupt
all
your happy
people get it.
reminiscence. Is there
But
anything
everyone's
I can do to
entitled
help?
to it.
You got any idea?
So, for example,
how we can
Kate doesn't
survive?
get public holidays off automatically, but she gets 5 weeks of annual leave because there's basically five public holidays that...
Sir?
Yeah, so
You're a man
so
of great
5 public holidays where they fall on a weekday, which I think is kind of bullshit, but ultimately
Like a little girl who wet
what it is.
herself.
I thought we agreed we should stick together.
it's kind of like, hey, here's some days back to in lieu of the ones that you have to work, whereas I just get, I think it's like 12 days extra, 12 or 15 or so throughout the year that I get off from work. And then there's a couple, so Good Friday, where everything's closed. So it's kind of like we have public holidays and we have public holidays. But schools also get additional days that no one gets that aren't public holidays. Pupil-free days, they call them. Okay, so... Is that catch up on work day time or catch up on Twitch and time or gaming time? Hopefully. Not finding a whole lot of survivors. Wait, is that some? Or is that a zombie?
Hey, you one of them, mister?
Do I look like one of them?
Well, don't come no closer. We made that mistake before, lost half our number.
I ain't one of them, you fool.
Well, how do I know?
They can't speak.
I ain't taking no chances.
Kill him! He's one of them!
Yeah.
No, I ain't.
Don't take no chances, Silas.
Have it your way, all right? Listen. I ain't coming no closer. Do you know what's going on?
It's the glass eye! The freak with a glass eye! He caused this!
No, it's the snake.
How
oil,
goes,
man. These poor folks have been drugged.
I blame the Mexicans. They haven't been struck down.
All right, we heard a
Wait,
lot of
wasn't-
stories,
did you-
mister. Some say
Was
it's a
Biomutant?
mood,
Hang on,
some say
did
it's
you finish
drugs. Hey, don't
Biomutant? That
come
was
no
Watch Dogs
closer
and then
now, stay
Biomutant.
back.
No, Age of Wonders, wasn't
Apparently
it?
it's worse in New Austin. Must be where it came from.
And it looks like I'm headed down to New Austin. Did one of you say snake
Yeah.
oil?
Any updates on the quality of the game?
Connie McTavish, you don't know nothing! You always was an ignorant shrew! I bet your husband's glad he's dead!
Well, at least my husband never took favors from the stargazers, Lucille Billingsgate.
You say you're sorry, you hillbilly white trash!
Yeah, now how we gonna rebuild America like this? Now, see, I thought we had it all decided. We was gonna be kind and gentle and pay homage to our leader, who happens to be me.
Sounds like you folks have this all worked out. Have yourself a fine America. And good luck.
We never had that decided. We decided we would hold elections and that I would be leader.
You can't even
Uh-oh.
read.
Guys,
Well,
guys, behind you.
gravy.
Guys, behind
I
you.
mean, gravy.
Behind you.
I mean, folk respect me.
Look, if you're not gonna turn around, you don't deserve to live. Why bother? He's found lunch. I never liked her anyway. Ooh, a trophy. That's the only thing we can do. Ooh. What are we set to? Hey! Is it gonna work? Fresh cache. Multiple... Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna fix the tracker. I played a game. Weird. Redemption. Reset all the settings. Parent. Display 0. See the link. Chocolate knobs. What are you trying to say? Multiple. Don't understand. I've got the link copied. Why would you suggest that I've got multiple? I don't need it, I guess. Okay. Big crime scene cleaner anesthesia. I'll note that. I'm currently working my way through Dirt 5, and it's an easy platinum. So, and I'm just enjoying the mindlessness of it. I need to zoom out on this. How the fuck do I zoom out? There you go. Too many elements half on them. Sorry, there's a lot of faffing.
Out of your step. Let's go.
Alright. Nice jump, horse. Good job. We have cleared the town. Where next? We've got a birth of the conservative movement. Yeah, alright. Crime scene cleaner. Get the platinum. I managed to finish Resident Evil Requiem story. Also had a new person from the Netherlands watching who followed and subbed, which was fun. Nice. I had finished the game. I didn't bother getting any more trophies, and then just jumped back to Resident Evil 2 to progress that a bit further. I think with Requiem, I might just go in and clean up some of the easy trophies, and then call it a day on that one. Yeah. They were a streamer, I'm pretty sure, so it was Sieb Gaming, S-I-E-B Gaming, so certainly sounds like a streamer. I haven't checked to see whether they were a trophy hunter. They were definitely a Resident Evil fan. But yeah, and then somehow I'm still playing zombie games. There's a lot of zombies up here.
I hope heaven's better the second time.
Wondering how long I'd be able to just ignore what was happening around me. Not long. Yeah, that a little bit shot my horse. Dude, did you shoot me? I'm pretty sure you shot me.
Please just stay dead.
Yeah, an F1. I remember the name of the Dutch comedian that I'm particularly a fan of. Mickey Overman.
Seth, finally I've joined.
It's what's the? This is something I definitely ask Google. What is the population of the Netherlands?
We was in the field when this madman came up. It's big, Billy. Now look at the place.
Wait, that wasn't even my target. Yeah, so you're slightly smaller than Australia with a much smaller chunk of land. What does it want me to? What's happening?
Slow up.
What's here? Zombie chicken? Yay, ammo. Can I buy the house or we just... Yeah, it's fine. Okay, whatever. The game seems all excited about me being here. Nancy Bobber, yeah, fair enough. Is that like a lot of immigration? Australia has a... So Australia... There's a sense that Australia is also growing too fast. And the government... Well... not so much the government, but the party in opposition will often use immigration as a bit of a political lever. And, like, obviously, too much... So in Australia, because our birth rate is low, we need a lot of immigration to sustain GDP, like growth. And then, so if it's not going to come from babies, you need it through migration, ideally skilled migration. Like, particularly in Australia, we need healthcare workers and construction workers, which, you know, typically like the unskilled, low-paid stuff, which, you know, so makes Australia a prime prospect to come and learn and build a life kind of thing. But what the government then, like, what you find from the government is that they're very happy to dial up immigration because it boosts GDP and it makes them look good with all the growth, but then they don't match it with infrastructure spend. So, like, okay, well, where are these immigrants going to go? Like, it's like, where are these people going to end up given the jobs and what they're wanting? Like, what suburbs and what places and cities are they going to go to, and what can we do to invest in the infrastructure, everything from schools to police to roads to everything. Like, we need to... Hey, if the population of this particular part of a city is expected to double, we're going to need double the services. But instead, what you tend to see is like schools and hospitals and that being closed down over time with the idea that, oh, well, we don't need as many anymore. It's like, well, we had more for less people in the past, and now it feels like you can never really, like, everyone's short-handed. So, like, this austerity, you've got austerity with public services whilst population explodes. So, yeah, you just get this, like, feeling that... yeah, you get this feeling of like there's too many people and not enough stuff, and it ends up it's the people that are blamed. It's like no, we just need to build more stuff. Like these people are generating huge amounts of money, which reduces, like, there's not as much cost to the government, but they've got more money coming in, so they should use that money to like, you know, but then instead it's like, nah, tax breaks for billionaires. Yeah, go there. Yeah, a lot of it is just political mismanagement. Like, even from all levels as well, like in terms of if it is immigration and people are coming in on visas making sure they're actually going to places where they're of benefit and not contributing to a problem. But like a lot of stuff like that's put in too hard basket, or it's a case of like it can be very easily turned into a political football. It's like, well, hang on, you're sending these people here, and you can just I don't know. In Australia, we've suffered for many decades of like just politicians with a complete lack of vision. Yeah. So in Australia, we don't take in many refugees.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm joking?
See, the challenge with refugees is there doesn't tend to be skilled migration.
Kill the bastards before they kill all of us.
It's just migration, which you tend to have a higher percentage of people that then need public support. In the short term, at least, like I'm certainly not suggesting that refugees don't then go on to contribute to society. It's just compared to, for example, someone coming in on a skilled migration visa who's like, hey, I'm someone with a lot of I'm an engineer. Someone can come into Australia with a whole heap of kill 6 Sasquatches in tall trees. That feels like something I can just do over time. Like if they're coming into Australia with, skills that they can then use to skill up Australians and whatnot, you can see how that's of more benefit in the short term. Yeah, it's almost like running a country and managing populations and infrastructure and economies and education and hospitals and all these kind of things is a really hard thing to do, and that you would want competent, capable, passionate people in the roles to look after that kind of stuff. Yeah. Almost like that. Sounded like drones. Yeah, so mid-90s, I reckon Australia was at about just shy of 20 million, and we're about to crack 30. So you're looking at like... Is that a Sasquatch? This is going to go real poorly in terms of... Go. You're not having the best gun. Start recording again. Okay, we have an issue on who we are getting. We are already overpopulated, so we do not usually take skilled people who want to be here, as you do not have enough space for our own people to live. But due to us being an EU good boys, we do take in refugees that you guys do. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, that, to be honest, that makes 100%, right? Like, so, it's a case of, in theory, your country, this can apply to many countries, your country is effectively doing well. So you've got you've got people in the right roles in the high skilled things. So you don't necessarily, like I said, need that skilled migration. So it puts you in a position where you can help. It's like, hey, you're a mature country or a mature economy and culture, so therefore it's like, well, we can help others, so you're part of the EU, so you're like, yep, sure, we will just put our hands up and go, we're happy to help whoever needs help, right? So people come in, and it's exactly what you talked about, like the refugees tend to have very little because of the nature of the situation. They come in and they effectively compete for the same resources as people in the same sort of socioeconomic situation, which applies pressure to your social services and like sort of like the charity groups, the people that the services that are there for your lower socioeconomic thing. And when they become stretched, it's what you said. Like you're competing with lower income people, which makes them quite unhappy because they're already in a shit sort of situation. And that sounds like something that would be very easily politicized, because people would have... It's pretty easy to have a pretty strong opinion on it, and it would be relatively easy to twist the narrative, I would think. It tends to be pretty easy to twist the narrative with that kind of thing. Beyond the fact that it, like, does, like, sound like a relatively valid complaint. I would argue Australia is kind of the opposite, in that Australia is a fairly rich, large Western country surrounded by poorer Southeast Asian countries, and what it has historically done is use that power to manipulate and take advantage of its neighbours. Was that... so that's... Australians are really weird. So it's like as a group of people, we're kind of known as like larrikins and very easygoing, and you know, she'll be right, mate, and crikey, that kind of thing, which is definitely very true. We love to be told what to do. Australia has more laws per capita than any country in the world. Like there's rules about everything. Like it's one of the things I really like about Europe is typically there's not a lot of rules. There's just this kind of Netherlands is fantastic for this. There's the expectation that as a member of society you will appreciate that things are dangerous and act accordingly. For example, you don't have railings on. So actually, yeah. If Amsterdam was a city in Australia, you would have railings on the side of every canal to stop people from falling in. You would have traffic lights at every intersection of like a bikeway crossing a road. You would like there would be this a lot of friction introduced to your daily life in the name of safety. And when it's like, well, hang on, how many people are actually falling into canals and dying? Like how many people, how many accidents do we have at these intersections that it's worth slowing down every single person because of that one accident? It's like Australia is very much like it is worth inconveniencing a million people to save one life. That's probably a bit of extreme, but it feels that way. I don't want to use all my, I got heaps. And then, so one of the things about Australia is they see themselves as being, so Australia is a deeply bigoted country. And I say that as someone like I have been less than proud of Australia in the past, but I'm sort of coming, like ultimately you've got one country, you have to be proud of it. Or you should, have to be not quite the right word, but I want Australia to do better. And for a group of people who are so willing to come together and help each other when there's like, so we get bushfires and floods, and what you see is communities just coming together to help each other. Like the Sikh community in Australia, when we had our bushfires in 2019, they were like cooking meals in multiple cities across the country, and then as a group, like shipping meals to feed the emergency services workers, and it was like warm curries and things like just yeah. There are so many examples of just everyday people going out of their way to help other people who just because they need a bit of help. Whilst at the same time, this real willingness to blame minorities and just other groups of people for the difficulties, which is probably the best example by like we've got a rise of a political party called One Nation, which like makes perfect sense whilst they're why they are becoming popular. It's just politics work and gripes work and things like that. But some of the things that these people, some of the things that are said by this political party are fairly abhorrent. And you get people going, no, it's just, you know, sometimes you just got to speak truth to this kind of stuff. It's like, like I don't disagree with the politics shouldn't be too sanitized or that we shouldn't sort of impose too much rules in terms of civility on Parliament, but at the same time, politicians who just punch down on minority groups tend to like to appeal to them. Like it's often done as a method to just appeal to masses and win easy votes without proposing any solutions to exactly what you're sort of describing. I guess, and even in a scenario where the issues are caused by potentially minority and people of groups of people at low socioeconomic status and things like that, pointing it out doesn't necessarily solve the problem. Well, it doesn't. Pointing it out doesn't solve the problem. It's like, what can we do to ease the pressure on the system and blah blah blah. I am just waffling at this point. Let's find a Sasquatch. Is that the right one? Right the way. Is that the right way? Yeah, okay. Apparently. Wasn't getting the appropriate sound effects. He's gonna want to talk to me, isn't he? No, sorry, I didn't mean to suggest that you were attacking the refugees. It's, you can be displeased with a system, but still accept the outcome of that system.
Oh, I will, you foul creature of the night.
You're granting me peace.
Why's that? Keep you from eating more babies?
What in the name of all the traits are you talking about?
I mean, in theory, there is a, theoretically,
Babies. You have to survive.
it is a
Everyone
situation
knows
that will cause
ain't your fault.
pain in the medium term, but have the potential for great benefit in the long term. In the idea that even if a large portion of these refugees or just groups of people that have come in are unable to work and be productive, they will presumably have children who will integrate into society, and hopefully, and them and their children are more likely to be productive and then contribute to society and have a positive view of the Netherlands in terms of, well, hang on, these people helped us, welcomed us, and now I want to give back by like sort of contributing society. Like hopefully you would generate some goodwill, which is would be great in 2040. Dude, this is, I'm kind of glad I'm talking over this. This is a bit much.
Make it stop!
Do you kill it? He asked me to. I felt good about the first one, less good about the second one. Kill me. Oh no, you shot me. Gets up and runs away. Oh god. One of the problems Australia has managed to get itself into is Australia decades ago realised that it's relatively isolated and therefore, like most countries, tried to be fairly self-productive. The idea that we don't manufacture, we manufacture everything we need here in this country. And then with the globalization that happened through sort of the late, like the 80s, the 90s, like the late 20th century and the 21st century, Australia had gone from a situation where it manufactured everything it needed to a just-in-time economy, which is the idea that like you can get everything, but it arrives just in time. Like the medication you needed, whilst it was on the shelf, any kind of interruption to the supply chain, not on the shelf anymore. And what we're about to find out is just how many things rely on oil. Because the current situation with the price of oil and whatnot is going to hit Southeast Asia first, and we are down the chain from that. So if Southeast Asia go, oh shit, we have we're running low, we're going to have to tighten the belt and find a way to save something. One of the easiest way for them would be to go, Australia, we're cutting you off, because we are fully reliant on them importing the crude oil and then refining it for us. Australia basically like doesn't even really do much in the way of refining itself, and that is something that's been pointed out over and over again by many a strategy sort of report as a huge risk, and we're about to get bit by that. And it won't just be petrol and diesel, it will be medications, it will be materials, it will be technology, it will be all sorts of things. That was the idea, but it's not what that's about taking reviews either. Interesting. I wonder if, so like, the given a good situation where, like, you know, like, I'm assuming you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where like safety and security sits low, and then like luxury and travel kind of sits high. It's like, you know, if people have a safe place to sleep, somewhere where they, you know, there's enough food, there's enough water, they have opportunities to play and education, people will typically want to be productive. Like, there's this idea in Australia, getting back to it, like there's this term called dole bludger, where there's this idea that if you give people the opportunity, like think like universal basic income in Australia, if you don't have a job, you would qualify for something like Centrelink, and yeah, this whole like there's this idea that if you give people money for doing nothing, they'll just take it and do nothing. So we've let that welfare payment fall to half of the poverty line. Because it's in Australia, there's this like this concept that if you're on a welfare payment, it should be punitive. It should be punishing, because you fucked up. You're at this level. You have to figure out how to get out of it. Meanwhile, like if you own 7 properties, where like you've done so well, have some free tax money. That's a different argument. But what studies have shown is that's not true. Is that if you give people who are struggling enough money to kind of look after themselves, they typically want to learn and be productive. Yeah, I mean, so like usually what will happen, so no motivation to work is often because people will often then put that effort into their own community, but not necessarily work. Like, so that, like if they're, yeah, you could see it like so people don't necessarily want to be productive or work, they want to be fulfilled. You want to go about you want to end your day feeling like you've achieved something, like, but that achievement is relative to your beliefs. So yes, if you have been raised in such a way that like, oh, okay, like if you're cooking for your neighbors or whatever without actually being productive, you could, yeah, it is a culture could kind of override that thing. I'm not describing it so well, but it does make sense to me. This also sounds a bit like a government problem, in terms of like there needs to be a bit of a smart tweaking of a few rules, or potentially like an overhaul of a few rules in order to address these issues.
Oh, you want to die standing up?
I'm trying to figure out what to do, motherfucker.
Come on!
So is it just a town? Okay. Let us... Oh, okay, I'm just like unlocking towns and stuff, aren't I? Basically, the question... So, in terms of how refugees are... Like obviously the EU kind of goes, hey, do you mind taking on these refugees or whatever? Like there's a level of like all the countries are trying to work together. But who decides how they're settled and treated? Is that at the EU level or the... Yeah. I don't know. Like it's what I'm talking is concepts, not hey, this should be happening. More like hey, it'd be nice if it did. It's like it's a nice idea, but not necessarily how things are going to work out. It has, that as a concept has worked out in Australia, but Australia has the benefit of being a very large country with a very spread out population, and one of the things that Australia has done well recently is basically say, if you want to come here on a working visa, I think, so basically the visas that allow you to transition towards permanent residency and citizenship provide benefits, and I think that is in terms of the time frames. I think you have like you have longer time frames in terms of how long you can stay, you're allowed to earn more, you have shorter time frames in terms of permanent residency, there's better rules around bringing a family, and like all those kind of like T's and C's around migration visas, and Australia is pretty strict around, you know, you can certainly come here, but it's not a free-for-all. Basically they say if you're happy to go to a town and live there for a period of time, we will give you these benefits. And what it has meant is that a lot of small country towns have been revitalized by ethnic communities, and it's like revolutionized these places because you end up with different cultures tending to band towards certain towns. And then they have, it's like I was saying before, you end up with these stories of like, oh, like this diaspora has, I wanted to use the word taken over, but it's like they have, they've settled in this area and they've revitalized it, and they've been welcomed by the locals, and you've got like this, this very positive outcome. But that you can easily see in that situation, it's like, well, there's a lot of space in Australia. I don't think our current era we are. I do think in our current era we are more detached from what happened to our parents, grandparents. We do not take responsibility for evils our previous generations have done, and you should not have to. A child should not be responsible. Yep, agree. But that also results in you not feeling indebted for the help your parents and grandparents received. Yes, I agree. Like, so this is, it's another angle from what we've been talking about the whole time is, I don't think even I am particularly good. I don't think people are particularly good at recognizing their privilege, because who the hell wants to? Right? It's like, oh, well, you know, I know so if someone said to me, you've been handed everything that you've got, I would potentially punch them in the face. It's like the amount of hard work, blood, sweat and tears I have gone through to the fact that, you know, I live in a house that my name's on the mortgage, I have a PhD, I work a good job that's, you know, I'm in an interview, like, there's dozens of engineers who would kill for my job. Like, it's just like I work for a good company in a good role. And like my parents struggled. Like my parents worked really hard, were on low wages, all that kind of stuff, but was still given a massive leg up compared to other people in Australia. And if you compare what they got like to people in other countries, are you kidding me? So I've had a massive leg up, but it's really hard for me to kind of recognize that, because I can look at so many people next to me and go, like, but they've had it so much easier than me. Like, it's objectively true. Like yeah. Do you think our parents were better at that? I think they might have been because of the pace was slower. It doesn't make any... So the idea that because things were changing slower, people were more aware and grateful is counterintuitive. Because when things are changing slower, you should notice them less. But yeah, like to extrapolate what you're kind of saying, it's also the idea that because I've had, my family has had more help, I'm now in a more fortunate position and should pay that forward and try and help others. I would argue that's more or less what I'm doing. Or trying to do. But I agree with you in terms of like as individuals and as groups of people. Hey horse, do you want to like not just completely... I didn't do any of that. The horse just decided it... I fucking hate the controls in this game sometimes. Couldn't work out how to make the horse jump barriers, so we're just going to seize control from the player when we think that you wanted to jump a barrier. Yeah, I'm not sure that humans, that many people as groups or individuals are particularly good at recognizing privilege, basically. If you agree that what we're talking about is effectively privilege. I think my grandparents, at least my grandmother was born in 1922, so she was an adolescent through World War II. I think they were aware of their privilege, not in the same way that we're talking about. I think they were aware of how much worse the world could be, and through that and just their trauma and inability to process it, wanted to do better. I'm getting away off topic a little bit, but wasn't that? Okay. Wasn't supposed to kill it. I don't know about the no contact thing. I think the idea of cutting contact with your family has always been a relatively common thing. I think it's something you have to do a lot more deliberately now. Just in terms of how connected we are, like how, you know, it's... previously, to ignore your family, you just have to kind of leave and not give them a phone number or a forwarding address. Whereas, like, now you've got to actively work towards it. I think one of the big changes we've had over the past 50 odd years is the world has shrunk. And what I mean by that is it has become so much easier to travel to the other side of the world, and like if I want to know what's going on in the Netherlands, like, hey, we're now communicating live over the internet. Like, it's that sense of connectedness to across the entire world has made the world smaller and has made it feel like the other side of the world is a lot less different. I'm not sure how I'm relating this to what we were talking about, but... should be checking my challenges as well. Kill... Do I have the tomahawk? I do. Potentially. I haven't seen it that much, I guess.
I'll take that.
Which, I mean, two people talking about their experiences is still anecdotal as fuck. So, you know, hard to work it out. Theoretically, there would be possible to try and collect some data on that kind of thing. But like, hang on. So, I do agree that there's certainly an increase in awareness around mental health. So millennials were more aware of it, you know, change the language. Gen Z, further again. And in its nature, caring more about someone's mental health is inherently selfish. Like, you could argue that the days of people who chose to just compartmentalize everything rather than deal with it were then better able to look after. Like, I'm not saying that every person that was compartmentalizing was doing it for the benefit of others, but an argument could be made that not addressing your feelings was. I mean, I don't really believe this is a task, because basically not addressing how you feel just tends to make you behave more and more like a fucking moron. But I wonder if... So the point I was trying to make is, through the increased understanding of mental health and increased understanding, the broader population understanding it better, learning the language, being able to describe it better, an offshoot of that is that you get more people diagnosed with anxiety, ADHD, autism, coming out as trans, all this kind of stuff, because there's more communication about self and self-introspection and blah, 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 blah. And then through that, you get more people going, my relationship with my family is toxic, and therefore I'm going to act on and try and fix that. And people wanting to talk about, I could see, I can see... Hang on, let me go. Yeah, I wonder if the no contact and talking about it is a bit like the divorce rate changing a little bit, but I mean that also had to do with the contraceptive pill quite a lot.
Let's go.
I wonder if it's decades ago, going no contact with your family was more isolating, potentially. Whereas now that you've got the internet, like you've kind of got found family. Yeah, I don't think it's a trend in my observable surroundings, but I'm not willing to disregard what you're asserting on the basis that it doesn't reflect my my experience. I would be curious to see if there's if it has actually been documented, or kind of, you know, if there's some research to suggest that it has increased, hasn't, or whatever.
Faster.
Every time I get distracted.
I'm doing you the favor.
Am I getting misses here? I don't have anything good. A grenade or something. Alright, buddy. You're welcome.
Come on.
Does it need to be so bright? Helped.
Come. Let's go.
Even when it put strain on themselves, previous generations seemingly took more care of their elderly. We seem very satisfied to let professionals do that for us these days. I make it sound like a bad thing, whilst it isn't necessarily bad. I do want to have the long-term effects. So you have stumbled onto what is a very interesting idea, which is... So, sorry for all the pausing. There's a concept. So I live in South Australia. The South Australian Premier made a statement about this recently and copped a lot of flack for it. And what he said is, I want... So in Australia, we've got to deal with the UK and the US to build nuclear subs, and they're being constructed in South Australia. And he made a statement to the effect of, I want to train up the local South Australians to be able to have good jobs building these subs, and then we're going to have immigration so that there'll still be someone to wipe your mum's butt. Now it's an insensitive comment because it basically says good white collar jobs for the white people, and then the shitty jobs can be for the immigrants. But what they're getting at is this idea. So in the past, as my parents got older, they would usually move in with me, and then I would care for them as they got older in the same way they cared for me when I was younger. And that has been the case for a very long time. It also kind of helps because, like, taking my sister, for example, my mum actually does stay with them. She's currently staying with them right this second, and she's there to look after my niece. And then as mum gets older, that kind of flips on its head. So like in theory, mum would live next door or out the back, and then mum, she's helping the babysitting. And then as my niece gets a bit older, then, you know, it starts to flip on its head. And then as mum gets older and older and whatnot, needs more care, then my sister provides it. And maybe with me sending some money to help with that. But there's this idea, mostly through capitalism, well, hang on, no. What we'll do is we'll put your parents in care, which then generates demand for jobs. Right? And that's fine because you'll have more time to work. So rather than caring for your mum as she got older, you'll be able to go to work and earn money that you will take and pay someone else to look after your mum. And that sounds great, right? Because you won't have to look after your mum. But what they're skipping over is the fact, well, no, you're not going to get that time back. In fact, it'll probably take you, like, you'll be working more because your mum was actually providing help with people around the house, looking after your kids and everything. And yeah, sure, you've employed someone else, but who's winning here, right? Like, is it you and your mum and that employee, or is it the aged care owner and all the people taking little bits of, you know, the company that's getting a bit more of your overtime, and like the fact that there's more money in the economy that then benefits people that hold stocks and shares and that kind of stuff. Like, you've got to wonder if the direction that Western society has gone in, which is more money, more things, more stuff all the time, which has had the side effect of less community, less contact. We see our kids less, we see our parents less, we hang out with our families less. Maybe it wasn't the right idea. Yeah, sorry, long rant, but yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you 100%. Like, this idea that outsourcing the care of our elderly is great because it gives us more free time really is actually benefiting the people that own the aged care centres, because they're just taking us all for a ride. you can look at it at the other end as well, which is like, no, don't work as a community and have lots of people caring for lots of kids across family lines, community lines, educational lines. No. Just do it all on your own, and you can pay for childcare, and your kid will get everything it needs from that childcare, and that's fine. Like it'll only cost you an entire person's wage to sustain. But no, it's definitely better.
What's going on?
Oh, hey there, John.
Yeah.
Fancy a game of cards?
Not right this minute.
We've had it's come up a few times that
He's a darn sight more loyal now than he
we
was before.
continually sacrifice
Come here, boy. Come on.
independence and privilege in the name of convenience, and then when you look back, often things become you end up losing that convenience. So all you've done is sacrifice independence and yeah. Like it's I'm going to pause this. So I had at the wedding, at my partner's sister's wedding, there was a lot of members of her dad's side of the family, which I've met, and a couple that I hadn't, and then I hadn't met much of her mum's side of the family. There was a politician, so her dad's oldest sister is a politician from the other side of politics to which I adhere. She's from the Liberal Party, which is technically a right-wing party, and similar to what I'm about to say about you, it is interesting that when I talked about her, she and I agreed on just about everything. Because ultimately, politics is supposed to be about solving problems. Like, she and I might disagree on whether it's better to invest in the worker versus invest in the small business. But ultimately, what we both agree is that investing in communities is the best way to benefit Australia. And similarly, actually, you and I might disagree on whether potentially companies should be allowed to sacrifice workers in the name of the bottom line or whatever. It's you and I. So it's you and I. A better way to describe it would be you and I might disagree on the best way to get to an end result, but we tend to agree that there is a need to get there's a problem to be addressed. You and I tend to agree that there is a problem and disagree on like the finer details on how to get to the solution. Like, yeah, it's I also think it's a good thing. I tend to find this is true with most people.
Relax, sit down.
It's like,
I mean, with the undead walking the face of the earth, you crazy dumb bastard.
Actually, let's play the game for a sec. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. I also appreciate that we're reaching the same conclusions.
Mothers eating sons. Graves popping open and the undead rising up. It sure as shit is something.
I was hungry before this stream started, thinking, oh no, I'll have to work in dinner. And then, I ate a tin of tuna before it started. It's sustained me. Kate's also not home.
Blackwater blaming it on that glass eye.
Working late.
Folks.
Had a bit of a day at work today.
Damn them folks, John Marston. Damn.
Changing the subject a lot, and also not paying attention to the game. That's okay.
Get him, Moses.
I'm like remote from my team.
All I've done for you.
I didn't go to the office on Monday. Normally I go in on Mondays and I see the team and I like make and then like about a third of my team is working on a particular project I'm on, and then I'm the conduit on site. So I'm the only one from my team that's on site interacting with all the other stakeholders, and then I'm sort of the conduit through which all the stuff flows where the other team has to get involved. And there's been this really difficult part of the project, which I've been the conduit for, kind of managing. And it's gotten complicated and dragged on through long and shit like that. And then today, like, towards the end of the day yesterday, stuff happened in the office, which I wasn't privy to. And I, like, kind of saw the outcome from that and went, okay, that's fine. That's, like, fair enough. Like, things are... There's frustration. The national manager has put his foot down. That's fair. Like, national manager is my boss too, so that's okay. Like, I would have probably said... I would have disagreed with some of the reasons because I don't think they're particularly fair, but ultimately I would have disagreed with the reasons, and if the response was I don't care about that, we're still saying no, I would have gone done, no worries, that's fine. Like I want to be free to express my opinion, but I am a member of the team and I follow instructions as long within reason, and these were within reason. And I got the summary this morning, got a call from the engineers saying, hey, look, this is what happened and this is why, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough, like I disagree with these points, but I'm on board with the team, no worries. And then we had a plan for the afternoon, and then for this afternoon for a meeting where we're going to meet with the client and everything. And then I get to the afternoon meeting, and the engineer I didn't speak that I was speaking to didn't show up, which is fine. Like, I kind of didn't want them to show up, but the guy above me did, and was kind of like, no, we're going to resolve everything in this meeting right now. And I'm like, well, but wouldn't it make more sense to just take it on notice? Like, we don't have an answer to this. Why don't we just write it down? And then after the meeting, we can get an answer and respond, and then it's closed out. And he's like, no, we're doing it in this meeting, which suggested to me there'd be more discussions had in the office. And I'm just like, I don't know if I have been perceived as doing the wrong thing by the other members of my team, because I've maybe I've had a difference of opinion, and they're kind of going, well, no, Hugh's like pushing in the wrong direction, so we're going to ignore him and just do this, because they've kind of seen me as being counter to the team's goals. Or, and this is probably more likely, whether there's just been a sense of frustration with the system and the situation, and the team is just acting in they're acting in a way that is what's best without necessarily telling me what's going on, because things are happening at a rapid pace. Irrespective, I'm probably going to ask. I'm in the office tomorrow, so I might just go, hey, like, I think what I'm going to ask is, have I done the wrong thing in regard to this situation in my role? And if it's I just want to spark a bit of a conversation to understand whether there is an expectation I should have done something differently, whether I'm just reading into things incorrectly, because either way, you'll get a response. Like, it's a case of, yeah, look, we would have appreciated if you'd done something differently. I'll find out and I can straighten things out. And if you're like, no, why would you think? It's like, well, I thought I was the person managing this stuff. So why am I being surprised by my own team in these meetings? Like, I probably could have managed that meeting on my own. And to be fair, I messaged the person who popped in and said thank you for the help. Like, they 100% were a benefit in that meeting. I would have had to take more things on notice. It rankled me a little. It left me feeling a little bit uneasy in terms of, like, am I not performing my role as expected? Noting that I do everything and blah 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 blah. Oh, am I? No, not at ammo. Wait for it. Yeah, she got me. Jeez, this town's got a lot of zombies. I think I need more Deadeye. Got to loot more bodies as well. I'm not kidding. My resources are real low. Kill all the zombies? Yep.
Now find some rest.
Yeah, it's... Like, it's fair enough to put it in perspective. Like, ultimately, I'm the conduit, and if a task becomes so large that I can't manage it whilst also effectively being the conduit, I then call up for help within my team, which, you know, makes sense as a system. What has happened is that a job has then gone on for so long and dragged on and been so difficult because it's involved a different discipline. And I was very useful in that role because I've worked in that other discipline before, that I was able to shortcut a lot of like, hey, this is going to be a problem, we shouldn't even try this, which is really good. But what has happened is ultimately, like, we've put an enormous amount of design effort in and gone, cool, we've finally sorted this thing out, here you go, done. And they've gone, I don't know, that was half the problem, we just divided it in half because, you know, we needed to divide and conquer. Here's the other half. And I'm just like, guys, you can't, like, you can't do it. So I've done a heap of the heavy lifting to get that one started, and then I think what has happened is my team is, as I've come back and sort of said, okay, here's the few things we need to resolve. What's also important to make clear is the role for which I'm a conduit for is stuff that is currently under construction. So we've done the design work, we've finished it, and now we're just managing and supervising the construction. What the rest of my team is working on is the design of the next part. So they're working really hard. Like, they've got it's effectively a different arm of the project to me. They're working on it. I don't have all the visibility on it, and they're working really hard to hit deadlines and deliverables on that. So when I'm coming and saying, hey, I need a resource for 2 weeks, they go, yep, no worries, they allocate it. But then if that then takes 4 weeks, and then I come back a week later and go, I need even more time, they're like, what the fuck? So it's that kind of a situation, but it's still, I don't like that they kind of excluded me. I don't like that it seems like they've excluded me from the conversation, so I'm going to find out whether that's actually the case, or it's just a situation of, look, we've just done what we thought was best. I don't know, we'll find out. Yeah, I wonder if it's a case of... Sorry, I don't wonder. I basically, a line was drawn in the sand of no more counterpoints, no more objections. We want to stop. I think, I suspect what has happened is they saw me as being someone who was pushing for more work to be done, and the decision was made that no, we're drawing a line here, and it's a case of we won't talk to Hugh because his view will be no, let's just do some more work. Whereas what I would have actually said is, look, let's draw a line in the sand here because we have actually got a deliverable product. See if the client will accept that product, because I see this as being a problem, but if the client doesn't see it as being a problem, then who cares? Like, I am kind of going, I'm worried about this. That's actually not a bad joke, but you Googled that, Cheese. Also, welcome, Cheese. Sorry for the constant rant since you've come in. I think look, the benefit of being in a job that I like, in a team that is good, is that I can go in and have these conversations and expect to have a relatively good outcome. I run the risk, I guess, of going in and saying, hey, effectively, what the fuck? And in a respectful and reasonable way. And then getting an answer that I am dissatisfied with, and then end up being slightly more unhappy in my job. But I guess that is a risk that I have to take. I would rather risk that happening than just going, oh well, this is just how the cookie crumbles. Because I'm going to be unhappy either way, let's face it. It's actually quite a good, look, yeah. My friend got to me and was like, pies are squared, but I'm like, no way, pies are round.
First hell walks the earth, then you turn up. Could my week get any worse?
Nice to see you too, Miss McFarland.
How's the, shoulder?
It's
shoulder, isn't it?
West Elizabeth.
Sure. But it'll take more than
look, the trophy hunting is most productive when I'm not even online.
What are you? A demon or a cockroach?
I should be trophy hunter / social
How's your
warrior.
father?
Fine and dandy. He should be coming out of that barn any moment now. Daddy!
I might actually.
What's he doing in the barn?
Yeah, sorry, but yeah. Look, Radiohead. I don't need to know what that is because Kate
You
does.
remember that idiot bounty hunter?
Still sucks, though.
What was he doing in the barn?
How's the arm? Is what I'll ask.
Rounding up the undead and keeping them safe so the rest of us can go about our business. He's a real man. He's probably playing around with them. Daddy, stop teasing me! Now come on now!
How long's he been in there?
Not long. Only since yesterday.
Yesterday? I better go have a look for him.
Keeping an eye on the temperature so I can turn the aircon off at the earliest opportunity.
Call out to me if you find anything.
I will do.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm out of listening tomorrow for some rehab. That'll be yeah. So rehab will hurt, but it is definitely worth doing. I've still got this finger I broke playing hockey and it's still like just not. It's getting there, but it's not as good as it could be. I have not been paying attention to the story. I will have some amplifications though. You know when you stretch your arms above your head before... Yeah. Yeah. When you can do it with one arm, right? If you play your cards right, you'll be able to hit up Owls for some specific advice. So Owls is an orthopedic surgeon, which is basically that's the bone doctor. They're the ones that, you know, if you break yourself badly enough, she is the one in the operating room putting you back together. Thanks for the follow, Busy Shadow. And she may be able to give you some advice in terms of like stretches and additional exercises and just ways to accelerate healing. Or whatnot. Welcome, hang on. Is it, dang it, not easy, Beezy Shadow. Yes, g'day. Definitely Australian. Oh look, a zombie. This area's got zombies too. More zombies. Zombie horses. You know, I haven't slept in a while. I've just been running around, clearing the world of busy shit. Fair enough. Oh no, I set myself on fire. Eternal Pride. What? When did I start Eternal Pride? Nice work. What does the fracture clinic do for you? Just a bit of rehab? You're also you're going for the platinum trophy red. Are you in front of me or behind me? Given that I'm up to Undead Nightmare. It is. It's. We've got a few people in here that have been working on it. Ghost definitely pulled it off, if I recall correctly. Way behind. Well, oh no! No, stay on the thing. Can we climb this ladder? Apparently not. Oh yeah. Ah yes. I mean the only... just make sure you don't change horses too much. Or at all if you can avoid it. Do they come up? Can you just pull the same trick as last time?
Drew! You alright?
Can they climb ladders? The important question is, are you enjoying it? Also, I'm just gonna... Oh, hang on. Ads are in progress. I'm just gonna take a quick break to throw the oven on because I should eat something. Thanks, Jeez. I appreciate you posting that clip. Sounds pretty worthwhile. Yeah, I mean, it's you'll find again, Kate's a better person to talk to about this, but it'll be inflamed when you first heard it, so you'll get very little movement, but also the inflammation can obscure X-rays. So making sure, yeah, having a second scan isn't a bad idea. The stream is loading.
Drew!
Hi guys, how you going? I'm okay. Interesting day at work, but nothing that can't be resolved through some communication tomorrow. How are you going?
Second time around. Sorry, Mr. McFarlane.
Was I not supposed to kill him? Because that was way too easy.
You can't be serious. You owe me, lady.
Training methods like plyometrics and fartlek? I have no idea what you're talking about. But good luck. Are you feeling confident?
Come on.
So is the test like a physical test? Like you've got to go out and do them, or that you have to understand what they are and be able to describe them and things like that?
Well, John, you always do bring sunshine to my life.
Late night crammer, huh? Well, last minute cramming. Fair enough.
I'd like to say he died doing what he loved. But he never was one for eating folks. Not slathering from the lips and howling at the moon. I guess I'll content myself with saying that he died protecting those he loved.
Bonnie's, yeah.
Indeed.
Gotta love a strong woman.
Well,
I'm just happy to be back as John. I didn't like the kid.
Take care of yourself, Bonnie.
you too, John.
Okay. Seth annoyed you bad, same with the scammer guy. There's a few people, well, I mean, that some characters are designed to be annoying. That's what I would say there. One is a throwing weapon, one is a melee weapon. Okay, one is a melee weapon. Gotcha.
Go.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the missions in the game are a bit much.
Somebody get this thing off of me! Goddamn animal! Please!
How do I? I don't know how to attack with a melee weapon. Punch, yeah, it's R2.
Next time, try not believing in reincarnation.
It doesn't work. Oh, if you don't do them, you can do them on either. So, I mean, correct me if I'm like, basically with the challenges, and this is, if someone knows better than it can say, if you don't complete Tomahawk, because they were included in the game as part of this DLC, so they're available in the base game, but you can do them in either.
Come on.
I think. Oh yeah, that person's still listening the other night. I reported them for shits and giggles. Mercy was right. I mean, you probably ruined their day quite a bit, Cheese. But I am not going to. I am not saying you did a bad thing. It's interesting. Hang on, I can tell you. It was a person called. It was Olivia Lilly, wasn't it? It's interesting because early on, a lot of the people that I had coming in and chatting would then, after a couple of days of being very friendly and whatnot, would be like, hey, do you need any stuff done? And you'll notice that I have some emotes and bits and pieces done, and I pay for the emotes. They cost a reasonable amount of money, which is fine. Like, I'm happy to pay for the stuff. It did. So, like, what they did in terms of coming in and saying, hey, would you like this stuff done, is exactly the same sort of thing, and it's how they make their living. But as Maishtar said, you don't have to go into people's chats and ask, you just post on Fiverr, or you post on the places where people can actively go and find you. Because when I'm streaming to low numbers of viewers, it's almost like a power imbalance, where people are coming in and going, "Oh, you're such a good streamer! Like you just need like a little bit more to your stream. Like it's like an overlay and some emotes would make such a difference. Like you have so many viewers, and particularly when it's coming from someone who's hanging out and chatting a lot." No, so I would say, Ghost, they were not being mean. So that is one. I wouldn't. I mean, I won't report people as a rule, but I'm not saying that she should not have done it. That's a good point. Yeah, they did. Actually, no, I don't know if they just... Hang on, what did they say? You said, isn't soliciting against terms of service. And they said, oh, is it? I didn't know. I didn't realise. Yeah, so you've got a point. I will, without mentioning names, because that would be rude, I had a situation where after I had engaged someone for a service, so, agreed scope of works, that they then assumed that there would be an extension to that scope upon delivery, which I said, no, that won't be the case. And then they kept repeating that and kind of being like, I don't know, but we're doing this, aren't we? Isn't it time to do this now? And I'm like, again, no. And they get to the point where I had to kind of put my foot down and be like, stop doing this. And further, at times when they were in my stream, they would, when someone else came in with an offer, they would get very protective and be like, I am Hugh's artist. And I'm like, again, so I guess one thing I'll point out is I haven't had so much soliciting over the last couple of months, and it's been nicer to have people coming in.
3 apples. How many apples did they have altogether? P.S. None, because I ate them all.
That's fair. A lot more of my viewership are people that are generally just wanting to watch me play video games, which I like. And and every time there is some sort of interaction with people who are trying to sell me something, I always come away from it feeling a little bit gross. So Ghost, the person I was talking about with that made the emotes is a separate situation. This person that that Cheese is talking about. No, so soliciting doesn't just mean prostitution, Ghost. Soliciting means, so if you're soliciting just means selling something. If I go to someone's house and I'm soliciting, it means that I'm trying to sell them something they didn't ask for. It doesn't just mean sex. It could be services, a subscription, whatever. Yeah, selling a service. What was I going to say? Yeah, so the person that Cheese was talking about was they were talking about, like, I've made apps, I've made games for people, I've made overlays, like a lot of the stuff they were talking about isn't anything, wouldn't be stuff that I was interested in anyway. Yes, actually that Cheese, that was quite funny. So this person was sort of saying, "Oh, I do this and I do this, and like if you ever wanted any help with your stream, I'd be happy to help." Which that is soliciting, right? Saying, if any person comes into a stream or whatever and goes, "I do this, I do these services. You look like you could use these services." That's soliciting. That's like offering to sell someone something. And they didn't actually specifically say that it cost money. So Cheese is like, "Oh, it's so nice of you to offer to do this stuff for free." And that they reacted very quickly, very strongly. "Oh, no, it's not free. It's not free." So yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is certainly a reasonable amount of the idea of sex sells on Twitch. You know, low cut. You know, it's both men and women streaming in ways that are suggestive and likely to entice people who are attracted to that gender to hang out. Like an example of that would be hot tub streams or gym streams. Like, you know, I don't see there being a particular difference between a woman streaming in a bikini in a hot tub and a guy who is streaming whilst working out in a gym. Like, they're both to me those two things are quite similar. Like, assuming the dude is scantily clad, at least. It is so much harder to get him with that Deadeye. Yeah, man. That, there'll be stories coming out about that for a long time. Additional details and... I do wonder if the person that tipped off the cops was someone who was effectively helping to hide him, who just got sick of it or saw an opportunity. These guys in particular really suck. Yeah, I mean, it's the way that look, to be honest, what I would say about him being found is I'm glad that no one else had to die, apart from him, obviously. Like, I have heard many people say that there was no way that it was going to end any other way. Like, he was never going to surrender, and I tend to agree with that. Like, this is a person who had opted to put themselves on a different side of society because it suited them. Like, this is a person who was going to spend time in jail regardless, so they're like, no, laws don't apply to me, and then decided to kill people. Like, there's a... I'm very big on second chances and redemption, but in this situation, I'm mostly just happy that the whole thing is over.
Do I look like I commune with the undead?
Well, this is the thing. So the 1 million on his capture is not paid until I think it's not paid until conviction. So if it turns out that person was involved in keeping him hidden, they won't get their money. They'll go to jail instead. I have not I haven't published any vlogs. I have recorded some vlogs at times. I don't think they're not currently for public view. But I am thinking of branching out a little bit and maybe just doing, rather than just the clips from the streams, actually doing more direct to camera stuff, maybe doing some longer form things, but I can't be fucked editing it. I'm also thinking about doing just blogging, writing stuff.
Either that, or I'm dreaming.
That's what I'm hoping
Yeah,
too.
it also is not 200 days to come to his senses. Throughout that in time, the police repeated that, hey, just give yourself up. We're happy to talk to you. Blah, blah, blah. And then also, they've known where he was for a couple of days. They were watching him just to get a sense of, was anyone else there? Is anyone else going to rock up? You know, what danger are we in? Because this guy's killed cops before. And then they surrounded him, so he had no chance to escape. And then they got in a megaphone and they said, hey, we have you surrounded. Give yourself up. There's no way this is going to end. The only way that you're going to come out of this is if you surrender right now. We have you surrounded. Just come out with your hands up and we will not do anything. And he walked out with a gun. He walked out with a gun that he had taken from the dead body of a cop that he killed, and he pointed it at other cops.
How was it getting in?
Sorry for anyone who's,
crazy.
Sorry for the description of violence that is triggering, and I apologize, but, like, that was not going to end any other way.
Town's been nearly overrun a couple of times.
So,
Now we're low on ammunition.
yes, of course, that person could have taken their own life, but that's not that doesn't fit with the psychology of the person. This is a person that most likely saw themselves as being a bit of a martyr.
What happened to them two clowns you had
This is
before?
true, yeah.
Gone?
Maybe.
The problem with, day in the life of engineer, I probably can't do right now because my day is spent building stuff that is confidential. But,
That's a good question.
yeah, I could do those little, like, okay, so today I got up and I did this and I got the bus and you could do those little, like, clips of walking up to the doorway and scanning in and then sitting down at your desk and little shots of this, that and the other. But, like, I am required to make sure members of my team can't see my screen when I'm working on certain stuff, let alone, like, the public. Yeah. Look, I'll consider it. Like I've been talking, I've been considering doing more content, like outside of just the Twitch stuff. But at the moment, the main constraint is time. I just struggle for time.
Damn you!
Can you explain that? So, like, yes, yeah, he was a sovereign citizen. The sort of, like the rest of them sold him out. Did they? Is that what you're saying?
Unlucky.
I think the only ones that actually have stuff are the ones with an X on the map, maybe?
Well.
Yep. Alright, well that makes it easier.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I've probably got, I reckon I've got another, well, I should have another hour and a half or so, Meister. So see, it depends how you go. Hopefully hope your day's going okay. Or is sufficiently distracting. Enjoy your lunch regardless.
I'm much obliged to you.
Interesting. I mean, I could see them turning on him and kind of saying, "Look, it was a step too far." It's like, you know, it's not. We stand for these things, but we don't stand for what he did. I would have thought that was it'll be a valid stance, but then that being twisted into, no, it's an inside job. He's actually a cop. Oh, that's why, right? Because it's an extreme example they don't agree with.
Hey, mister.
Hey, Bart.
You seen a couple deputies nearby? Marshall's boys, Jonah and Eli.
Are they Jews, mister? They sound like Jews.
Jesus Christ.
Why?
Why? This whole thing is nothing but a Jewish plot. You do know that, don't you?
I find that highly unlikely, amigo.
Speaking of psyops.
Well, I don't like Jews. Or colored folk. Or natives, now that you mention it.
Well,
do we just shoot this guy? Or?
Nice, kind-hearted man to meet in a time of trouble.
Kind does not come into it.
Why? What are you talking about?
Why? Yeah. I bet you like Catholics. I can't stand them neither. Nor women. Fabians, socialists, homosexuals, Asians, or British.
Who do you like?
They ruined this country. Ruined it. It was a good country once. Now people are eating each other, and it's all the fault of the Jewish, British, Catholic, homosexual elite and their ideas. Well, I, for one, won't stand for it.
Have you ever met a Jewish person?
Thankfully not.
Or a British, Catholic, homosexual?
Every transphobe in the fucking world.
Store. Oh, I get it. I see you acting clever.
Have you ever actually met a trans person? No, but when I do, I'll run in the other direction.
Killed Lincoln. That's why there is a triangle.
I love the
Europe like one of them Arabian
clip titles.
Harems. Now they've
Modern Peppy Hummingbird.
To kill all us decent folk. Yep.
You, sir,
are
truly
there's a cat
fella.
in loaf mode right there. I'm sorry, my show. There's a cat there and there's a cat there, both in loaf mode, just watching me stream.
On human history. You take care of yourself. I'd hate to see you get savaged by someone and watch the life force drain from your hate-filled body.
Hey, hold on there. Why don't you join me in my fight, sir? It's not too late.
I fear it is for me.
Then I will fight them alone. All of them. America is the land of the free.
He
said means
meow.
free to people.
One of them
like
looked impressed.
me, Herbert Moon.
Absolutely.
No! Oh, no, no! No! You can't eat me! I'm Herbert Moon!
That's the bit you clip. I reckon next game will be Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Too close. Do we? Biting Zerg? Yeah, I guess. Crazy man dead. Ghost out there, out here doing the Lord's work. Taken care of.
More valuable than gold now.
Alright, upstairs in the saloon. Right, next ads, which are starting soon, I'm gonna put something in the oven. No, hang on, the mouse. Do you keep the guns from? You lose your guns. It looks like. Like I've kept some, but not others. Mauser I had, but it's gone. Yeah, that's right. The game seems to have taken away some things, but but left me with others. So I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe I do have some soju in the fridge. I could. I feel like I'm not playing the game enough. Those ads are still starting soon. I get it from who's the person? So the person who plays Siege is Shorty. I don't think it is. They were in a stream last week, I think. But yeah, they're someone I used to work with. They're not going to be here every stream, but they pop in occasionally.
Marshall sent me and need some help.
They also stream themselves occasionally. Oh, you're not going to be able to hear. I'm just going to pause and take a quick break during these ads to put some food in the oven. Be right back. Yeah, sorry. I need to eat something, so I've just gone and chucked some food in the oven. I'll need to take a break in 5 or 6 minutes to take it out, and then another one shortly after that to eat.
Easy now, gentlemen.
So there'll be a series of small interruptions, but not too much time without the zombies. How did I miss that head twice?
I think you were dumber when you were alive.
Mm-hmm.
Time for my pound of flesh.
That's all good. Bedtime, school night.
Forgive me.
I'm trying to find my routine again after coming back from. I took 2 extra days off on a weekend, and I feel like I've been on a holiday, which is a good thing. But just be like trying to find the routine around streaming and working, and which days are long days and which days are short days. Yeah. So I think tomorrow I will not. I don't have to get up. I'm okay if I don't get up too early. If I sleep in a little bit, that's okay. Because I typically try not to have too much of an early start after a stream, because it's just a bad time. It's a bad time.
Hello, Marshall.
That stream where I streamed for an extra hour to finish God of War, Sons of Sparta.
I found him.
And then after that I had to do a heap of housework, put the bins out, things like that. So I didn't get to bed till like 1:30, and then had to be at work early. So I was like up at 6 or whatever.
One of them did.
And then was knackered all day, and then hockey training that night. I was useless. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. And then because I was useless, I didn't enjoy hockey training, and I haven't wanted to go the last couple of weeks because I wasn't enjoying it. So there's a whole downward spiral that came out of just that extra hour of streaming, which I didn't expect. Have I watched an EWU body cam on YouTube? I mean, I could do a reaction video. I wouldn't want to react to anything I don't find interesting, if that makes sense. So I'd need you to explain what an EWU body cam is. Emergency. Body cam footage of a crime. As in like the aftermath of a crime?
Come on.
Like, are they real crimes or are they staged? What are we talking about? Yeah, okay. Like, it's, understand it would be interesting. Not something I'm super keen to react to, mostly because I have enough crap like that that's actually happened to me in the past. I tend to, in terms of like gory stuff, I prefer fiction to non-fiction. Like, so I'll quite happily watch like The Boys, but I don't really want to look at crime scene photos. Mostly because I've had to look at enough of that kind of stuff that's been close. Like I've had to look at crime scene photos of like people that I've cared about that have been hurt, and I've been at work when people have come in with guns and knives to take all the money, and enough of that sort of stuff has happened to me just in my life that I don't feel the need to kind of add it to my list. Like, I'd rather watch a Disney movie, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather cute and fluffy. You got me. That being said, that's just me. Like, that is purely as a result of my own personal experience. So don't feel like I'm shitting on the fact that you like something. That is not what I'm trying to do. I reckon, continuing the vein of what you're talking about though, things that I would react to is more like, you know, the people that go in and clean up hoarders? Like, you've got someone who has an issue with hoarding, and then you have the people that go in and like do the tidy ups and like make videos out of that. I'd happily, like, that sort of stuff. Or actually, the ones that might be real interesting is me reacting to those building inspectors, because those building inspectors often don't have the level of experience and knowledge that I have. So it might be interesting for me to go, yeah, he's right about that, he's completely wrong about that. Okay, I think my food is up. I'll just go check on it. Hang on. One else with these kids' childcare centers where they would kidnap the kids and hide in the basement. Other one's like not feeding the kids. I mean, yeah, so me reacting, whilst obviously good content for it to react to, I am concerned that watching that kind of stuff would actually affect my mental health a bit too much, because it's a little bit too... It's when you're watching that kind of content, it's hard to know when something's going to come up that's going to hit too close to home. Don't get me wrong, it would make good content. Like, ultimately, Twitch isn't about always being happy and fun and great. It can also be about being sad and angry. People, like, it's all emotions are valid, everything's entertaining, all things are entertaining. I don't want that to be the kind of content I make. I'm okay. It's going to happen in video games. It's happening in video games where, like, a particular moment in a video game mirrors something happening in my own life, and it will affect me more deeply, and I didn't talk about it anyway. That's happening enough in video games, let alone looking at crime stuff. I get that you're interested in forensic things, so it makes sense that you'd be interested in a ghost. Give me 2 secs. I'm just going to check that fruit out of the oven. Okay, I'll just set another 5-minute timer, and then I will take a break to eat. I do like the idea of reaction. So what is the thing you do? Am I reacting to stuff live on Twitch? You'd think so, wouldn't you? Have a bit of chat in the background.
This should help.
When you say video, so hang on. I think it's better for like videos or film TV shows. So you always say, you mean like reacting to film TV shows? Or videos? Like, it's not like, hang on. Are you saying you would be streaming on Twitch and then reacting to like stuff you're watching on YouTube? Yeah. Agree with the concept, just would probably stay away from that fairly heavy crime stuff just to protect my mental health a little bit. But there's plenty of... to be honest, the one that I think would work for me is me critiquing like building inspectors, because that stuff's interesting. Like everyone likes watching a building inspector take apart a new build or highlight all the problems with the house. And I don't know, would you like to see me take apart a building inspector and go, that person is right or full of shit? Because like it's you could do like, you know, like your mega structures or your mega disasters. I could do that kind of stuff, but they're usually pretty well, fairly accurate. So it'd just be me agreeing with it. But whereas if it was someone who was maybe stretching the truth or hamming things up for a bit of content. Particularly if I was doing it as like, it's not duet, it's called, when you take someone's, you splice? When you react? Whatever. Someone has like a little short they've put up and I like cut in halfway through and go, yeah, this guy's full of shit. You invite them to then to come back, to be like, hey, I don't know, I could see that being a fun thing to do on stream for a bit. For a night. Because yeah, you're also allowed to do that as long as it's transformative. You won't get done for... Get off the horse. You won't get done for copyright. Because you're commenting on it, you're transforming the work. So you could even like take that and post it to YouTube. So correct me if I think you can actually miss a stream and keep your streak. You just have to, you can't miss too many in a row. I think that is correct, because I've missed... I think so. I mean, other people might need to chime in and comment if that's correct. Or we just Google it. Not that Twitch never changes its rules. Juva? Ah, it didn't go through. How did I miss? A lot of zombies. Guessing where that was ahead. Nice. What, like Sorrento or something? You're in Melbourne, aren't you? I'm trying. He woke up next to me. That's a little unfair. he's missing a head now, so that's probably fine. Yeah, yeah, so you're fancy. You're going to a nice spot. I hope you have a lovely time at the beach. Do not stress missing the stream. We will try not to have too much fun without you. Thanks, Ghost. No worries. I'll see you later. Enjoy your beach trip, and I'll see you hopefully on the weekend. Okay, that is my food. Cool. Now cool. I am going to take a slightly longer break this time. You have a suggestion. You host a debate thing for chat, so you pick a topic and we debate it. Okay, sure. We can try that out. Chat debate. I'm going to choose impossible questions.
Let's go.
Okay, guys. I will make it easy. I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to go and eat my pizza. So, Ghost, I'll see you later. Everyone else, I'll be back in 5, max 10 minutes, and then we'll have another hour or so of some Red Dead Redemptioning, some quality Red Dead Redemptioning. I'll be right back. See you guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm full of food. And a little sorry. Back to the gaming. I've forgotten where I'm going, but I'm just going to follow the map. Let me guess. To clear out another town from its zombie problem. Oh, I'm just killing all the zombies. No, bad zombie. Come here. Big guy. Hey. It's a dasher, or whatever they're called. He has a cleaver in his head. Damn. The town has been saved. I actually need to do resource management in this bit of the game. Where's Jazz back? How was lunch? I also took a break to have some food. And now my stomach hurts. Also ads, I'm sorry. It's a little late to tell you there's ads because we're a minute in. To those that were taken by surprise, decided to clean up for the first half of my lunch. Wait, are you at home or at work? Or at home or in the office, because... Ah.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm currently sitting in... It's not quite a pigsty, but it's kind of messy. Monday, Wednesday, fair enough. Wait, so you're not normally in the office on the Tuesday streams? I should know that. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we've covered it before. Potentially, maybe. I see getting on the horse is as janky as ever. What happened to my trophies thing? The website is so cooked. Yeah, it's cooked. What the hell, man? I swear... So I have noticed that at some point, maybe last weekend, I couldn't log in to check heaps of things. I tried to check like my super balance, I tried to log into some online account, and everything was just like, well, you can't log in right now. And then, since then, just about every single app on my phone has updated and logged me out. Which suggests that some sort of like, whether it's with AWS or one of those ubiquitous internet services that helps with or manages logins has potentially gone down or been hacked or whatever, and it's just been, it hasn't been announced or covered or mentioned or whatever. Like it's I guess it's possible it was just me, just like a series of unrelated occurrences that I am reading into. But I'd like the idea that with the advent of AI and you know management thinking AI is the solution to all of their bonus related problems, and meanwhile some of the most disrupting AIs, i.e. Sora, just being shut down for being completely incapable of making money, I do wonder if we're going to enter an era of, like previously where things like CloudStrike or whatever went down, it was announced, right? Because it's like, hey, the reason that nothing is working is because this, we're working on it. You know, it's a bad update that should have been checked and probably related to AI. But we knew that there was a problem. We knew where the problem lay, and we knew that it would, like, you know, was causing all this issue. Yeah, see, that's what I was getting at. Like, I wonder if we're heading into more of an era of people not wanting to admit this kind of stuff, which, as Maestro has pointed out, if there's a flaw or a vulnerability in the system, you potentially don't want to announce that exists because you then invite people to try and exploit that flaw. So particularly if there's an issue, and this is a good example, if there is suddenly an issue with some component of user login systems that is fairly ubiquitous across logins for, I mean, superannuation is how you log in to access my retirement fund. Which, you know, if there was a flaw in the login system, I'd probably prefer that it was completely shut down and quietly fixed in the background. So potentially I'm waxing lyrical about something that's a good thing, but it occurred to me that we may be entering an era of when things like CloudStrike go down, of companies just not bothering. Shit, I'm gonna die. I did not think that fire would slow me down so much. And I have no way to heal. That was close. I also haven't saved.
Useless.
So you can see which ones have stuff on the map. Here we go. Search the body.
Abigail, Jack, things I'd do for you. This is revolting.
That's right, I'm still trying to do all this for the family. Really? I did not see that. I'm not sure if that's a joke or just a... because it is potentially directly related to what I've... my latest conspiracy theory.
I'll take that.
I imagine a number of streamers would be quite worried about that. Apart from the fact that you losing 6 hours of... like, if that 6 hours covers someone's stream window, then that's problematic for them because they're losing 6 hours of, you know, effectively work. The opportunity to work. But more than that, one of the... if you're someone whose income is reliant on Twitch, you have to be very careful about not being banned. So if you're... because... if you are banned, it automatically cancels all subscription auto-renews. So like if you're someone who's got 10,000 subs, and of those 80% have left the auto-renew button ticked, that means you've got 8,000 subs that just come in every month, whether that person is watching you or not. And as we all know, like it's pretty easy to forget to turn off on auto-renew. Aha, yeah. I had also clocked the, yeah. I mean, I still want to do it as a hypothetical. I've heard many a partner get real worried about being banned because of it effectively turns off. They have to re-earn all of their subs. Yeah.
Let's go.
So who's the April Fool, me or you, Cheese? Or sorry, me or both of us? What was the couple of years ago, the April Fool that actually got most of the world? Usually there's always usually something, but there was something that people just wanted to believe. What was that? It's not gonna come to me. I'm full of shit.
What the hell is this?
That's a lot of zombies. Holy shit. Look, to be honest, I'm not saying I believed it, but what I'm saying is that I saw it as a... shit. I saw it as a good topic of conversation. Conversation starter. This is a shit ton of zombies. This is ridiculous.
Sorry about that.
Like, I've done towns with way more bars and so many less zombies. I'm gonna run out of ammo. He knew. Shit. Holy crap, there's a lot of zombies. Dude, I'm being chased by so many zombies. Well, they all just disappeared, though, didn't they? Because I left town. I don't know, like this kind of half worked or something? I don't know.
Bastards! All up!
So I've got to free it again? Nope, they're back. Shit, shit, shit. Suddenly goes on all fours. Suddenly not dead. Sometimes the bullets go in like that. They're going in a completely different direction to what I'm pointing at. What is happening? Am I supposed to be getting up there with them or something? Is that why things aren't working for me? This is so fucking... It's so many zombies. Where's... No! My hands are sweet. It's just... This is a lot. Okay, I think I've gotten credit for like all the killing I did before. It is definitely less. Oh. The reason I'm not saving is because I've noticed that like the towns aren't being saved, and I'm worried that if I save, it's gonna like unsecure the towns. Cow toy. Cow doy. Doing.
Go. Thank you.
Horse got real excited then. Would not slow down. Go. Where do you want me to go? That was actively stressful. My hands are quite sweaty. Alright, can we get to whatever the... No. Oh, there's a gun up here. surprised that works slightly.
Watch it!
So I did actually want to get up here so I could mow down all the... That's right. So I could have gotten so many kills with a mounted weapon. I'm going to leave an icon on the map at this location. Oh, you can't set specific ones. It's just the waypoint. Okie dokie.
I miss the fresh corpses. Time for my pound of flesh. Now, this is a new low.
Alright, what's next on the map? Map. Done like a lot of... We have done a lot.
Come on.
Big ass expansion though. I really wish I'd used that mounted gun. Next time I see a massive number of zombies, I'm going looking for a gun. What is happening? The music did change. What is happening? I remember this. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm above the town though, aren't I? I have taken a wrong turn. Jump, horse! Whee! That could totally have killed me. I just wonder if I try and climb, is there going to be a mounted gun somewhere? I mean, in theory, you better see it. I would say that I can't see a Gatling gun or anything. Explodey zombie. Jesus. What else we got? Do I need to go in the mine? Where are the remaining undead? Is it you? At least. Yeah. Yeah. Similar things in similar types of things have happened in Final Fantasy XIV. Less around April Fool and more just around like community demonstrating they'd like something and the game just going, well, okay. Can't argue with a good idea. This feels like the wrong way. Just making sure. Just checking the stream stats. Move. That's a super unfair. Well, got a save point.
You can't be serious.
Okay. What is next? Give it a ride. Horse, come on.
Let's go. Yeah. Come on.
I'm gonna end up with an entire trail of zombies chasing me, I imagine. So, what don't you enjoy about it? It took I played it up to I think 6.0. So like the 6th expansion. I enjoyed it a lot when I was playing with a group of friends that like, there was 5 or 6 of us that would log in every day and we were running raids and dailies, and we had one of the highest ranked crafters in the server, so we would farm really high-end mats for them. So I had like a max level fisher and a max level of the crafting of the sort of the farming classes, like your miners and your fishers and everything like that. I am okay. And then as soon as that clan kind of fell apart, and it was just me logging in to do stuff, matchmaking and stuff, very quickly got very boring because the interface. Come on, man. The interface to attack it's that like global cooldown based system. Nah, too late. Oi! I am unstoppable from a distance, and in the second they get close, or I run out of... Oh, shit. Cancel the menu! I get it, you're fast. Things get out of hand so quickly. Holy crap, man. Yeah, when you're streaming Resident Evil, people love, you'll hit 10 headshots in a row, then miss 2, and it's like, you need to go to aiming school. Oh, fuck off. I appreciate that you don't get that from the Red Dead Redemption crowd as much.
I need to get out of here. This is bad.
That is a clown. Bosses themselves usually where the arenas are not. Yeah, look.
Come on. Please don't spit on me.
There's a... Having played the game a reasonable amount, it feels like there's a reason for that. That the game is difficult enough in terms of managing your rotations, coordinating your rotations, playing out your role effectively, you know, healing or damage or whatever. And then also memorizing and dodging the boss's attacks, AoEs, whatever. Yeah, like I mean, there is some complexity as you get to the raids, where like chunks of the map will disappear or become hostile, or you end up with much more complicated mechanics where like you get buffs or debuffs based on where you're standing, things like that. That does not appear until the later expansions though, so if you only played through maybe the first couple, you wouldn't have seen any of that stuff. And I know that falls under the, you have to play it through to the 100th hour before it gets good.
Not yet. I'm trying to help my family.
Yes, quite the hobby of yours, that.
Sure.
It's hard to get into the base game. Yeah.
Any idea
Base game and first expansion are arguably quite bad. The community and dev team is aware of this. The excuse is they can't fix it due to engine issues, but it just makes the onboarding process of the game not great. A lot of other things can seem too much of a hassle for what they should be. Example would be something as simple as getting a house. Yes. So, to address, because I don't care about this guy too much. So
What kind of sick
the
person would like that?
the base game and first expansion I didn't find hard to get into. But what I found was like the first 6 or 7 levels are really easy and really fun because it's like any other kind of Final Fantasy game. You're just like, hey, attack, cool, I'm doing things on my own. And then once you start to get into the meat of the game, you either have to start matchmaking or playing with others. And because I was part of a clan, that's where I had like an entire team of people coming to help me out and coach me through things and giving me stuff, which just made the experience a lot better. And then once you've got a character or two under your belt, you can then use the influence or the riches, the abilities of that character to make the next one easier to grind through and whatnot. So I guess I didn't find the onboarding or the base game and first expansion to be particularly bad. What I'm aware of is that there's systems there's friction that exists early on that doesn't exist later in the game, and my understanding is that they haven't been able to remove it due to the interlinked nature of the game. It's like, if we take this out, then we can't have this, and it's going to knock out, like, it's kind of like you're messing with the foundation of the rest of the game, is my understanding. So that's the onboarding. The house thing, agree. It is ridiculously difficult to get a house. It is stupidly expensive. A caveat to that would be that it's not required. You don't need to have a house. It is just a nice thing to have. But to be fair, like, it's perfectly reasonable that people in a game like that would want to have a house and then be like, wait, why the fuck is this so difficult? Yeah. I mean, visual aspect, it improves towards the end, but yes, compared to the other Final Fantasy titles that were coming out at the exact same time, the compromise on graphics and aesthetic in that game is considerable. My experience is going to be different for a lot of other players. MMOs have been my bread and butter for so long before touching it. It's disappointing though. That's fair, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, I can't comment on that because I had played fewer MMOs, but certainly as someone who's primarily a single-player, story-driven game kind of person, jumping into it was jarring, and the main thing that kept me wanting to play it was that I am a Final Fantasy fan, and that I had a group of much more experience. Like, I was playing with a group of people who already had multiple max level characters, crafters, gatherers. Like, they were at the, like, regularly playing endgame stuff. So to have a baby little me around who was asking dumb questions is kind of like keeps the game a bit fresh for them. What I will say about Final Fantasy XIV is that I appreciate that it is a game that encourages you to play a little bit each day, as opposed to trying to suck up every moment of every day. No, I'm trying to find my way into this. Okay.
Hey, someone's out there. He ain't one of them. Open the gate.
Howdy, mister.
You're gonna be okay.
step right up. Don't be shy now. Don't be shy. Nature confounds us.
Yeah, I will give you that as well. So when I first played, I think it was 4 expansions, and I joined in advance of the 5th expansion dropping, so I got to the point where I was, so the way it works is you get a big expansion and you'll get like the big chunk of story, and then over the next year and a bit you'll get these like little chunks which will just bridge the story between the 2 expansions. And as I joined, they were kind of just like wrapping up the interim story, which felt good. And then I was day 1 for the new expansion, playing through the story, everyone doing the same stuff, you know, that.
Me, sir?
Yeah, that is exciting. It's fun. But like a lot of games like that, you've now got a huge amount of onboarding. Like if you wanted to experience that, you'd have to go through and play 6 expansions now? I think I'm 1 behind now as well.
Gold coins? Well, what price would you pay for survival?
You tell me, Mr. West Dickens. You tell me.
Well, since you put it that way, why don't all you chaps all take one for free now? And if you like it, when you like it, you'll know where to find me. You won't find any undead around me. Take it, enjoy. Thanks a lot, John.
So that,
they've lost everything.
Not my fault. I'm just trying to
Final Fantasy XIV was one of the first MMOs that I really got stuck into, and I get a huge amount of anxiety from MMOs, or I used to. So even going in as the most basic role, so DPS, and feeling like I was like even the most basic daily quest, you know, matchmaking, lowest rank thing, I would feel like shit when I died a lot. And would not want to do it. And Final Fantasy XIV is probably one of the most welcoming is not quite the right word, most accommodating communities. So even in the high-end stuff, where I was, so with DPS you were assigned colours. If you ever wiped, you'd have your DPS thing, it would be in a certain colour, and I very rarely got purple, I think it was, and purple is kind of where you should be sitting for just normal. That means you're hitting most of your rotations, and then I think there's like one above that, which is like you are hitting everything and you're synergizing with the other characters, which I never got to. And in other MMOs that I've played, like Destiny 2, I've had a lot of people like go out of their way to tell me I'm shit. Final Fantasy XIV, people would go out of their way to encourage you and to say, don't give up, you're doing your best. Or put in the effort to carry you, double back to revive you, that kind of thing.
Take it. Maybe you can use it to attract some
interesting, you get a different experience. The FFQ was not welcoming at all, or when I was fighting a boss in a dungeon for the first time, it was not a mechanic.
Sure, this will come in real handy in case I want to meet some new and interesting friends.
You and I would presumably be playing in different servers, and that would potentially, like, so I think I'm the server near Australia is a particularly welcoming one, probably very heavy. I'm probably playing in a Japanese person heavy server, so you've got a lot of like, yeah, either way, different worlds, basically, might be the reason we're having particularly different experiences. Undead bait is a throw over there. Okay. They had a good idea with the little sprout icon I got when I was new. I thought that would have been real. It's so the sprout icon is good, and the way I always interpret it is just to go a bit easier on people. I am sorry that you had a shit experience. That's very different to my experience, and I'm a little disappointed in the old communities. How do we get out?
I must be crazy.
still don't want to rest and save. I'm worried it's going to wipe my progress in terms of the towns. Really? Max out one class first before we... Did you, when we talk change, are you talking about like changing between healer and DPS or whatever? So this is complete opposite to my experience. Like I don't think I've ever had anyone comment on the classes I've had or didn't have.
Whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Because yeah, I did the same thing. I ran Samurai to level 60 or 50, 60 I think it was, and possibly 70. I think it was 60 when I started and raised to 70 at some point. I ran the whole way to 70 and then started a couple of other classes, like a healer and a tank. I'm not a particularly good healer or tank, and found that when I tried tanking and healing, particularly when I tried tanking, that's when I encountered a bit of ire of people kind of going, hey, you're doing this wrong and you're making my run shit, and I'm like, I'm trying to learn. And I was tanking without the green sprout icon because I was, yeah. So I was kind of screwing myself over there. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Bards are fun. Okay, so bards are... They're not full DPS, are they? They're like, they can do, they're status affecting, they're buff, like they're buff characters. So they don't strictly fit into either of the tank DPS heals roles. From memory. I mean, Archer is obviously DPS. But yeah, like what they lack in direct DPS, they make up for in being able to bust other classes.
Let's go.
Massively. Yeah, supporting roller has some ability, yeah. And like some ability to heal as well, if memory serves. Like very limited, but some.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. I did used to get, so I was a samurai main, mostly because the rotations are easier. Like I just, I'm not the sort of person, like I'm happy with rhythm games, I'm good at keeping rhythm. I am not good at keeping track of the 8 different things you're supposed to keep track on, position, what other people are doing, and then adjusting your rotations to suit what the actions the other members are doing. I can learn it if I have to, but it's just not interesting to me. So I would run Samurai because that would kind of it matters the least. You're just doing direct DPS based on running the same rotations. And I would cop flack for running Samurai, even though by running Samurai I was able to maintain a DPS which was considered to be like acceptable. Basically, it's like this is enough to get us for you to be doing your part in a end game raid. So to my mind, that was like good enough, right? The glowing washing is a nice touch.
Well, Seth, sorry to interrupt your party.
Hey, John, come join us. We're having a jig. John, have you met Mary Lou? What about Francine?
I did as you asked and cleared out the rest of the graveyards. Doesn't seem to have done much good.
Good? 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 Is Dad good? Are you good?
Stop with your nonsense, you annoying fool. What's going on?
Are you aware that the base game was released and then was so poorly received that they, within the story, nuked the game and then started a 2.0?
Okay, you asked for it,
Yeah.
Seth. You either stop
And it's
dancing
referenced in the
start
game.
talking,
Like the
or
Cataclysm.
prepare to join
End
Moses
of
and the
the
rest of these freaks.
third age? End of the second age? Yeah. Do you think, when you talk about starting from the start, are you talking about the start of the re-release?
I'm warning you.
Or it doesn't really matter?
I'm warning you. Don't play with the undead, Seth. Don't chase treasure. Don't waste your time searching for treasure and discover only a glass eye.
It's why it's always tempting to jump into the new world, the Elder Scrolls 5, Elder Scrolls 5, the... I jumped into Genshin Impact because I didn't know what it was. Because it looked cool. It looked big and cute. Like, you're just like, hey, there's a new MMO. I'll jump in at the start when everyone else is there and it's fresh. And if it's good, cool, I'll be part of this big thing and it'll be fun. And if it's shit, well, it's shit.
Well, how are you? Would you like a drink? We got blood mucus surprise. Come on.
Seth, what is going on?
Aztecs. Or Incas. Or it doesn't really matter. It's all the same. Once every 200 years, this land is doomed. That's why we love it. Mexico. Mexico, John. Ah, Mary Lou, may I have the honor? Oh.
You're a sick man.
Is that mostly because there was a lot of people playing it then and there'll be bugger all people playing it now? That guy's weird. I don't know if can I save at this point? I mean, does it though? Like, it's not just about number of people playing, it's about new people joining, it's about a good distribution, blah blah blah. Okay, I mean, if it's not that, why do you think you wouldn't be having as much fun? Okay, it works differently. How do I save? That's weird. Go to a town, I guess. That's because if you play MMO, your viewers. But yeah, I agree with you on that. PvP MMOs scare the crap out of me. Well, not scare the crap out of me, I don't enjoy them anyway.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's literally a town or house on my map, but I couldn't see it on the bigger map. I've gotten hooked into Final Fantasy 14 and Destiny 2 more than Destiny 1, to the point that, and even Gran Turismo 7 to a more recent degree, that I avoid games as service games because I'm just like, they just suck so much time for so little progress and reward. Like, they're enjoyable, but you end up with this you end up just going through a gameplay loop over and over again. And I'm pretty sure gameplay loop might be one of my least favorite phrases. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so if you're walking into PvP and everyone's like max level, you're cooked. Even if there's sort of balancing and allowances for that, experience also counts for a shitload. Alright, right. I think it's just us two at this point, so I won't bother rating. I am going to stop it there, at least partially to keep my average view count up. And also because I've got a bit of housework to do, need to eat, and hopefully Kate gets home soon. I am wondering... I'll see what I want to play on Friday. I'm still thinking I'd like to start Warhammer Space Marine 2. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, MMOs, they're enjoyable, but I like to feel like I'm completing a game. Like, the reason I keep coming back to Red Dead Redemption is because I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the end. There is less and less and less to do. Whereas MMOs, even when you do get close, it gets so difficult to get any further, and you're like, oh, I've got to grind 100 hours for this one thing. It's like, it's an entire game, multiple games. So yeah, I avoid them as much as I can. That being said, I'm considering reinstalling Gran Turismo 7 because I miss driving in a game, so look, that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, I hope your day at work has been relatively enjoyable and continues to do so. Yeah, I guess we'll find out whether I'm playing more Red Dead or Space Marine on Friday, when we get there. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's been good to hang out once again, and I will see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your workday. Hang on, the button's over here. See you, mate.